Alright guys, thought I'd introduce you to my next project. Yeah, what is it? I can imagine if you're asking. Well, there'll be a few of you out there that will recognise this toy. It's actually a G.I. Joe toy, which you can't actually buy in the United Kingdom. I was lucky I did find one in the United Kingdom from a private seller on eBay. But they are generally a toy that was released in America. And it's like an action figure toy, and as you see you could get a couple of action figures in there. But what do I want it for? Well, I'm going to create a Space Marine Stormbird pre-Heresy, and I've seen a couple of guys on YouTube, no actually one on YouTube and one on the general net, that's actually built a Stormbird using the primary chassis of this toy model. So I've started, I've managed to obtain one, like I say, stripped all the gubbins off it. I mean, this had an extensive undercarriage here, which it stood about that tall, to be honest. I've removed all of that lot. I don't want any of that. It took me ages to strip this thing down, because once I released all the screws, it was actually, I realised then it was still glued together, so that was a bit of a trauma. But I've managed to do it. So what you see now is what I've decided to use. Taking a notice of all the holes and all that lot, this is going to be a very big work in progress that you guys are going to see. I've managed to maintain the VTOL bit still moving, which I'm quite pleased about. That was a bit of a task, because there was quite a mechanism within inside this model, and there's a little dial there, so they would move when you move the dial, so I didn't want any of that gubbins. I've removed it. So what have I done so far? Well, if you look on the side profile, hopefully you'll be able to see, there we go, it has a concave sort of like undercarriage area. Now for me to build back off that for the extensive sort of like hangar decks and so forth that are on the Stormbird, I need a semi-flat surface so I can work off it and start the filling in and the profiling of the hull. So what I've done, as you can see there, I've glued in sort of like quite a strong base now to give me a flat surface to work off. But what I'm going to do, because that, to be honest, that area is going to be the easiest, what I plan on doing is profiling all this side in here, so none of this carry handle here will be, none of it will be evident. It'll all be blended in. I've also, let me get this in the right place for you guys, cut off the nose area. As you can see now, I've got an eagle head on the front. Once again, like I say, it's very early stages, guys. I plan on videoing this stage by stage so you can see what I'm actually doing. But there's the eagle head at the front. It's a great look to it. I'm really pleased with that. I plan on having Space Marines in the cockpit as well. I'll worry about that later on. My biggest question really is now, before I start to profile the underside, is to do all the top hull. So I'm going to do it stage by stage and video it stage by stage. I'm not a mechanical engineer, guys, or a structural engineer, so I'm just sort of like feeling my way through this to figure out how I'm going to do it as I do it. I've got a lot of pictures on my PC from research for doing a model of this nature. Studying a lot of what the other guys have done. It'll be similar, mine will, but I do want to have a slightly different feel to it. But this thing is huge, guys, and I've got to make this thing look huge. Now, from the, let's move this around. As you can see, it's got quite a thin profile. This is going to be an awful lot fatter. Now, currently, this model is lengthwise and say like slightly widthwise is about the same as the four-wheeled Thunderhawk. Now naturally I'm not going to be able to achieve a true scale of this for the Stormbird, but as long as I make it significantly larger than the Thunderhawk, I'll be happy. That way it'll at least look better. I'll build up these VTOL engines as well, the thickness of them and so forth. Lots and lots and lots of work to do on this, but I'm enjoying it already. Now I've actually got the main sort of like hull, it's coming together now. So what I'll be doing over the next few weeks, firstly, is getting the structure, because I've got to make sure that this thing is strong as well, because I do want it on a flying base. Now as you can see, I haven't catered for the flying base part at this point, but I'm not worried about that because this is actually going to come down, say, I don't know, to about there, in like hangers and all sorts. How I'm going to do it yet, I don't know, but that will be the area that will have the tubing that will be actually holding the model in an airborne position, so I'm not worried about that at the moment, which is why I do have to make sure that this structure part is quite strong. But yeah, I think it's a great model to do this on. I'll put a picture on the screen somewhere around now for sort of like the image that I first saw and the sort of like style that I want to follow. It is one of the very, very early pictures of a Stormbird. I believe it's from the, can't remember exactly what you call it, something around the Titanicus or something like that. It's actually before the pre-Heresy books came out from the Black Library. But yeah, I do like the VTOL, and I think it fits in nicely with all the current Space Marine flyer ranges as well, such as the Storm Raven, the Storm Talon especially. So yeah, there it is guys. There's going to be a lot of videos in this range. I'm not going to rush it, I'm going to take my time. Might look rough at the moment, but guys, believe me, this is going to look significantly different by the time I've finished. And of course it is going to be learnables. So yeah, that's one of the new projects that I will be doing throughout this year and next. Hopefully I'll finish it this year, but I can't say, it's all time permitting. But yeah, let me know what you think guys. Any information that you have regarding the weaponry on it will be really useful to me. And any other ideas that you might have, yeah, shove them in the comments guys, let me know, because it's a big project. Very little information out there about these things other than in the fluff in the books. So yeah, cheers for watching. Don't forget to comment, rate and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.